People in Dakota County are raising environmental and health concerns after lead battery casings were discovered in the ground. This is what we're talking about. Casings that have been stripped of an unknown amount of lead and then put into the soil. You might be asking why. So is senior investigative reporter Jennifer Mayerle. She digs into the issue.
Where is the contamination all then? We know it's here.
We know for a fact it's here.
Brian McMahon documented what he discovered while helping to redevelop a property in Egan, taking pictures of what he says are chopped up lead battery casings in the ground.
When you took the pictures, this is where that was.
That's correct. The pictures showing the trench with the battery casings and the containers being hauled off by the roll-off truck. Those are literally, the truck was parked right in that area there. The battery casings were over in here.
McMahon says the reason for the buried casings goes back decades, and it's a practice he believes stopped around 2000.
Pea gravels is one of the more expensive gravels, and battery casings or chips work well as a replacement or substitute for pea gravel. Cities allowed it. It was common practice back then, and it was also used as a road base underneath asphalt or concrete. Driveways, parking lots, that kind of thing.
What is the danger of these battery casings being in the ground?
Well, the most obvious one is lead, because everybody understands that lead is, bad. It's not 100% efficient. You're not going to get all the lead out of the battery casings.
McMahon showed us what he's talking about.
These are typical batteries that you'd find in automobiles or semi-trucks or lawn and garden equipment and snowmobiles.
He explains the lead in the plastic casing is removed.
You've got lead studs, lead plates in here. They claim now that they're washing the battery casings or cleaning them, and that's a very costly process. But in the old days, they would literally just break them open. What a lot of guys would do is they literally just throw them in a pile and break them up with an excavator or some type of equipment and have laborers just hand sift the lead out of there as best they can.
There are things that we have done in the past that would not be acceptable today.
University of Minnesota professor Carl Rosen is an extension soil scientist who has studied lead in soil.
Maybe 50, 60 years ago, it was thought that this was a good way of reusing the plastic, reusing something and getting more life out of it. But I don't think they thought about the contamination from lead.
He says there's no way of knowing how much contamination there could be from the battery casings.
Just tells me that it's in the soil. Could be more widespread than we think, but I don't think there's any way of being able to find out where it is unless you do a test on every area where there's a house.
These are some of the old footings.
In 2018, we shared the story of a Ramsey County couple who learned their home was built on battery casings.
I figured I got about 1,000 batteries on this lot.
Back then, hollowed-out battery cases were used like bricks. Problem is, they still contain traces of dangerous lead.
No one ever suspected they were contaminated.
The couple felt stuck, unable to sell with the known danger. The home has since been demolished.
What is your concern with all of this?
My main concern is that we don't know the extent of it.
Dakota County Environmental has started keeping a list of sites where battery casings have been identified. Some areas reportedly treated, others unknown. A number of them are on Gopher Resource property, a lead battery recycling plant. Others are nearby. A resident provided WCCO with documentation regarding their subdivision formerly being a recycling salvage facility, noting cleanup to remove remnant battery casings and that homeowners may find remnants of battery casings located on their property. Gopher Resource said in part, decades ago, it was not uncommon for entities throughout the state to collect spent lead batteries. Some of those businesses would separate the battery casings from the lead and provide the casing material for use in construction, landscaping, septic systems, drainage fields, and similar projects. To be clear, Gopher Resource was not one of those businesses, and such activities were not part of our operations. In the last year, casings found on the upcoming Amazon site in Egan prompted the State Pollution Control Agency to respond. The online retail giant bought the former Thomson Reuters campus for tens of millions of dollars earlier this year. Dakota County documents show the lead-impacted soil was properly disposed of in September.
Why are you speaking up?
It's a serious health issue. It's a serious governmental failure I believe on their part. And I think that somebody needs to point that out and see what, if anything, can be done about it.
Jennifer Mayerle, WCCO Investigates.
MPCA has information online about what to do if you discover battery casings. There's no real answer as to who is responsible, and it seems to come at a homeowner or developer's expense. The State Health Department told WCCO no one could speculate about how much lead could be left or the health impact. We've shared full statements attached to this story on WCCO.com.